Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all, just stop. Get real.
Welcome to DBL. A lot of you are already writing in about this amazing video. Ukraine's President Zelensky addressed Congress virtually from Kyiv earlier today. Members of Congress gave the president a standing ovation after his speech where he drew parallels between the war in Ukraine, Pearl Harbor, and 9/11. The president made a series of requests, including implementing a no-fly zone over Ukraine. He also asked for more fighter planes and aid. He also demanded that all U.S. companies in Russia pull out of the country immediately. Now, this was the part that got everybody going. Switching to English, Zelensky singled out President Biden. Let's take a look.
I'm addressing the President Biden. You are the leader of the nation, of your great nation. I wish you to be the leader of the world. Being the leader of the world means to be the leader of peace. Thank you. Slava Ukraini.
Amazing speech. It will go down in the history books. He also says, I have a dream. These are words that are known to each of you. I have a need to protect our skies. What do you think, Lindsay?
I think that President Biden does have to look inwards and see what he wants to do, because as recently as November 2021, he announced publicly that he wanted Ukraine to be a part of NATO and just leaving them in a situation where they're not actually a part of NATO. So now
they're in no man's land.
Right, they're in no man's land, and they're in the most vulnerable position that they're in out of all the places to possibly be, because Russia didn't obviously want them to be in NATO, and so they went and attacked, and they've been threatening these attacks, and we kind of like, you're not our actual ally, so we're really sorry to hear this. And I think, you know, as we're giving them $800 million plus for their fighting and everything, we also are doing everything but actually shooting down a plane. But I understand the threat of nuclear weapons, so I definitely am not saying that we need to jump in, but we put them in this position by saying, almost like recruiting, if you're going to a college and they're recruiting you to come on, but then actually saying, oh, we're not going to give you the acceptance letter, because they're in a position where nobody can protect them, and they can't possibly sustain fighting Russia with just money
themselves.
Yeah, with just money going that way.
Yeah. Eric, what do you think?
You know, I was focusing on one of the things that you said earlier about Zelensky's speech, because the idea of putting it in perspective of historical context that has happened throughout history.
Right.
You know, I showed you a meme, and I hate to call it a meme because it was so powerful, but it was saying, if you ever wondered what you would have been doing during the Holocaust, during the Civil War, during, Selma, you're doing it right now.
Yes.
Because it's your ability to take action or not take action, or say something or not say something. And I think that was a very powerful part of his speech.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, like in Berlin, which of course has a lot to the Holocaust, they're all lining up to take in a lot of Ukrainian refugees, because they thought, what have we done in the past in my generational trauma that I can fix now, because it's happening now. What did you guys think of Zelensky? I can't get over this guy. I know he has a law degree, but he's a comic, an actor, a stand-up, a sort of vaudevillian. He really knows how to read the room and deliver the message as you need it to be. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, he's a charismatic leader.
Yeah.
But also in terms of advocacy, like, that's what you would want, I would think.
Yeah. What do you think? What's your impression of Zelensky?
I think his career path is really unique. He's one of those politicians that never actually aspired to be a politician.
Right.
Kind of had this windy road to success, and he's leading like somebody who's an individual. He feels like human and one of the people. He's out there addressing the nation when we know he's one of the most people. His life is at the most stake out of everybody, but he continues to show his face and say, I'm here, decidedly stayed in Ukraine. I think this is somebody who really, in a tough situation, is making the best possible decisions for his country. So
I agree. You know, in the Holocaust, Eisenhower, our president, went over there and took photographs, and he said, I did this on purpose to show, if anyone doubted what happened, the president of the United States was here, photographed. I am here to show you that these crimes existed. And Zelensky staying reminds me of that Eisenhower, that Grant type of president that's like, I will be in the muck with you. And that's what they need at this point. I don't know if they will do any air no flyover zone. I don't think we will, guys, because I don't think Biden wants to start.
And there's no agreement. There's no agreement in NATO, you know, according to all the reports at all, that anybody wants to do this. So, you know, it's not just going to be Biden, because if we shoot down a Russian plane, we're actually actively in war.
Yeah.
So, and that's just with the closest NATO country.
Yeah, yeah. Very, very scary. Russia, he says, has turned the Ukrainian sky into a source of death for thousands of people. That's what Zelensky said on that video. Well, we do have an update for you on that Russian journalist who went rogue, remember this, live on state TV. The woman, identified as an editor and producer, interrupted Russia's main evening newscast Monday with a sign saying, "No war. Don't believe the propaganda. They are lying to you." She says she was interrogated for 14 hours over the stunt and over this video, where she said she was ashamed of her role in spreading the lies on TV. In the end, she was fined $280 for the video, but could face additional charges. She told reporters she takes full responsibility for her actions. Take a look.
It was my own anti-war decision. Yeah, I made this decision by myself because I don't like Russia started this invasion, and it was really terrible.
All right, first off, what do you think will happen to her? And also, how brave do you have to be to speak this in a whole other language and take on Putin one-on-one, almost single-handedly?
Well, I'm just glad that we're hearing from her.
Yeah, me too. I see her, yeah.
Right, because there was we didn't know what was going to happen. So I'm glad that she's able to speak for herself right now, and I really don't know what happens to her at this point.
Do you think she could spark a revolution of other everyday ordinary citizens? That's what she wanted with this, was to spark a revolution and to come out and say the propaganda is not real.
Her decisions seem very thoughtful and careful. I mean, she reportedly has children, and she's very calm addressing the media. So I think that she knew exactly what the repercussions possibly could be, and still boldly and fiercely went forward with her plan to be one of the people that didn't be silent in the face of oppression. She spoke up.
Well, I think it's also important to think about the idea that this invasion puts her at war with herself.
Yeah.
You know, being half Russian, half Ukrainian, and no one wants to be, you know, like sparked war within themselves, and to know that so intimately, like that. But it's such a it's not complicated, but it feels complicated.
Well, there's a lot at stake.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot at stake. It reminds me a lot of, many of our viewers must know, in Vietnam, when you would do anything to interrupt or sort of stop just a protest to say, no war, no war. We're seeing the same signs all the way across the world. So it's an eerie reminiscent of that 1970s era. We hope her well, Marina, and we wish that we will keep on track of where she is on DBL as well. Coming up on DBL, Grammy award-winning singer Macy Gray. She tells us all about her new music and new reality competition show. Plus, the Senate passed a bill that would make daylight saving time permanent. Is this a good idea?
Closed captioning provided by
So we're talking about daylight saving, and to me, it's a bit like the cloud.
Wait, don't start talking about it now,
We need to
because
save it.
yeah.
Well, no, I can't put
I'm a little concerned about.
dark enough.
No,
You know, you have
we'll
blackout
get to
curtains.
daylight
No
saving.
matter how blacked
Saving.
out.
By the way, if you
sun
Google
comes through the window, the
Zelensky,
baby ain't sleeping.
one thing he did was Dancing with the Stars. He won in their country's Ukraine's Dancing with the Stars. He won that one, so you can see him dance the whole season. There's also a TV show called Servant of the People, where he plays the Ukraine president as a joke, like Veep, and then he became the Ukraine president in real life. But there's also a clip of him playing piano in a vaudeville way, and it's hilarious. He's playing Hava Nagila. He's a proud Jew, and it's a song we play at celebrations. Hava Nagila, Hava, and it's pretty.
I know that song.
Well, it's pretty racy the way that he was not president at the time, does it? Hilarious, and you got rabbis coming out and circling. And what's funny to me is I think of Al a lot, of like, Al is so good at reading the room and getting it, and then at the same time, it's like, if he needed to really take a moment, he could also perform on that level as well. And it takes someone who can really have that charisma to do so. So Zelensky was the perfect person at the perfect time, I think.
And rethink what a politician is. We
That's
talk about
exactly
all the
right.
time how
That's right.
our next president someday in some
You're
form is
absolutely
going to be
right.
like a social media person
Right.
and have a lot of their stuff that was on there. So the fact that he's a comedian and kind of breaking the norms. I mean, we saw that in our country with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And Trump even,
Right.
you know, like reality star. But it's interesting. He also has his law degree, which I didn't know. Very cool.
I think Tory could be president.
Hello.
Do it.
What do I do about daylight saving? I don't know what it is. No, I'm kidding.
I think you could be president.
Oh my God, that's so exciting. So you want to know something funny? My dad at college at Yale, he opened the door to his roommate, never met him, and he goes, roll the dice. He rolled the dice, and this man had created an entire universe and democracy in his head of everyone he met. And so my dad's mom became the secretary of the treasury. He created a whole world based on the roll of the dice. Welcome back. We are one step closer to never changing our clocks again. So yesterday, the Senate passed a bill that would keep us on the current daylight saving time forever. Forever. The bill still has to go through Congress. If passed, it would take effect November of 2023. So DBL Nation, what do you think? Are you for permanent daylight saving time? Remember, it's saving, not savings. Nerd alert. Yes or no? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. All right, this is very controversial.
Yeah, you know, and I could see, I guess for good reason. Initially, I was like, I don't really care.
Right.
But now when I think about it, I do care. Because
I took a second.
Yeah, because I'm a morning person, and the idea that it could still be dark at 9 a.m. would just mess me up completely. And I say this because my husband's from Alberta, Canada, and it stays dark there really late until the morning.
Time.
And it messes me up completely every single time, because 9 a.m. to be dark, like, mm-mm.
And to be honest, kids are going to school in the middle of the dark, which is also a problem. They tried this, by the way, in the 70s during the energy crisis. 80% of people wanted it to happen. It passed. People hated it. They really, really disliked it. I'm on the fence, and I'm like, I get the circadian rhythm, but I also get like Arizona doesn't even participate.
I lived there for a couple of years and it was fine. But I was just like, why is this a pressing issue right now? You know, to be serious for 2 seconds and then I'll go to my thoughts about it. Like, they said there was bipartisan agreement that this was like, yeah, kids shouldn't be going to school in the dark. Like, you guys are all doing your jobs in Congress and saying, yes, we got to get daylight savings time, got to get to the bottom of this ASAP. And I just don't understand why this is like the biggest issue and I mean, everyone's calling for it. They said they're all in agreement to make this happen. And I'm like, there are so many things I could list out that I would love for y'all to address, like ASAP. But okay, Kinsley can't really go to sleep. Kinsley can't go to sleep when it's bright outside. And so since we put the clocks back, I'm putting her down at 7:30 and the sun is shining straight through her window. So now we moved her bedtime towards like 8:30. So Colin and I have a little less hangout time. So, you know, I kind of want her to go back to 7:30, but it's too bright in her room. So I would appreciate if we just left it like, what is it, falling back? Just left it in the falling back space.
But I really like it when it does. My favorite thing ever is I wake up one day and I look up, the sun's out and it's 7 p.m. And I think, oh, it's gotten lighter later. That's
I do think that's a treat.
Beautiful treat. You're right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a big thing for me. I think I'm very affected by the sunlight, the circadian rhythm.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. And did you know it was originally thought to have started to give farmers extra time, like agriculturally with the sun, but really it's just daylight saving is for fuel efficiency.
And I read something that said it doesn't even help with that anymore. So that's why it was another pressing issue to get done, because it doesn't help with fuel anymore.
I have a theory on what, because that's an interesting thing that you brought up, the idea that this was such a pressing issue and that has bipartisan support, and maybe sometimes we get these issues that don't seem like the most pressing issues because it's the only thing that everyone can agree on.
We're all okay with it.
Right.
So we can bow the next State of the Union and say, we got this done.
Yeah.
And Biden can tout that around.
To be honest, it's another check mark for both sides. But someone did write a meme being like, I can't believe we're okay with this. Someone's not like pro daylight savings, conservative.
I can't believe there's no one, right?
Yeah.
There's literally like no opposition. It's like, sure, let's try this again, because as our executive producer told us, this was tried in the 70s.
Yeah, it didn't go
and it was a fail.
Yeah.
So let's do it again.
That's what we do. All right, let's check out the poll here. 73% of you say yes, you are for a permanent daylight saving time. 27% of you say no. Let me know if you're also affected by the sun and circadian rhythm. I say that a lot because I just learned the word circadian. Coming up on DBL, our interview with the talented, amazing, and very real Macy Gray. Does she ever feel pressure to top her hit, I Try to Say Goodbye, when she puts out new music?
Social media is full of opinions and hot takes, but we verify so that we could stick just to the facts. Right now, there's a lot of talk about how much gas and oil is produced in the U.S. Biden critics are quick to write things like this: Biden needs to unleash American energy production, while Jen Psaki, his press secretary, argues that U.S. production of natural gas and oil is rising and approaching record levels. So let's verify, how much gas and oil do we produce in the U.S., and how does it compare to past years? Our sources are the Energy Information Administration and a pair of energy experts, Mark Finley from Rice University and Robert Weiner from the George Washington University. So let's get to the data. The EIA has this graph showing yearly crude oil production in the U.S.
I mean, you'll see that U.S. oil production peaked in the around 1970.
Our two experts walked us through the data, pointing out that for some 30 years, between the 70s and the 2000s, U.S. production was dropping.
The United States was in steady decline because it's basically been drilled out.
Our experts say that this all changed in the mid-2000s due to the so-called shale revolution. Techniques like hydraulic fracturing or fracking caused a huge spike in production of oil in the U.S.
That shale revolution took place across successive administrations of both Democrats and Republicans.
So let's get to the latest numbers. In 2021, there were over 4,082,000,000 barrels produced in the U.S. That's only lower than 2020 and the peak in 2019. Weiner says the decrease over the last 2 years was due to the global pandemic.
With demand way down, production needed to go down also. So the oil companies produced less. They were very unprofitable.
So we could verify that the U.S. production of oil and gas is down from 2019, but it's far greater than it's been for nearly all of American history. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Oh, let them worry, let them figure it out. 'Cause I'm drinking and I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking about you too.
You think I'll ever be that cool? No, someone just laughed. Welcome back to DBL. That was a single off Grammy Award-winning artist Macy Gray's new album coming out soon. Earlier, we caught up with her to learn all about her upcoming projects. There's a lot. Take a look.
So you just dropped your first NFT. For our viewers, if you don't know, because I just learned what an NFT is, an NFT is a digital asset that represents things like art and music. So Macy, why did you choose your NBA All-Star National Anthem performance as your first NFT?
The proceeds from the NFT go to the children of Ukraine, the refugees. And so we thought it'd be cool to put that anthem with it, because the anthem's about hope, you know, and unity. And so he's showing like that we as Americans, you know, are affected by this too and want to help as much as we can.
That's powerful.
Absolutely. Macy, I just quickly wanted to ask you, speaking of that very performance, what made that night so special? You've done a million great things. What made that night so special for you?
I was so nervous. It took me a long time to feel special.
Yeah.
I was like way after that I could finally like breathe, and then backstage I met all these people. I met Bill Murray and Dave Chappelle, you know, and Michael Jordan. So that was cool.
I was going to say, I can't believe Macy Gray gets nervous, but then, yeah, meeting those people, I'd be a little nervous.
Right? All right, you released I Try to Say Goodbye. Sorry, but I love that song 20 years ago. It has over 240 million streams on Spotify alone. When you write new music, and I think a lot of artists can get with that, do you ever feel pressure to always top that song? Or is that song, it's in the wind, you let it go, you breathe into new life?
Well, yeah. See, you know what? My problem is I don't know what I did. I don't, like if I knew what I did, maybe I could do it again. But I feel like I have songs that are way cooler, you know.
And I want to talk to you about your new show, American Song Contest. Now, full disclosure, you are going to be competing for our home state of Ohio.
Oh yeah.
I need the scoop. I need to know how you are going to represent.
Yes. Oh, we're gonna get up there. We're gonna do Ohio. We're gonna be the best. We're gonna kill them.
That's right.
They're gonna just go after we're done.
I like it. I'm here for it.
Yes. Okay. And you will be releasing your long-awaited album, The Reset, this May. Okay. We're counting down. We can't wait. But I have to ask you, is there a song that you are most excited for everyone to hear?
Oh, it's cool. You know why? Because you'll hear it really soon. It's the one we're doing on American Song Contest. It's called Every Night. And that's the song that we're performing on American Song Contest. So everybody's going to hear it in a couple weeks, actually.
I want to circle back with you because you mentioned how your NFT is going to the children of Ukraine. You know, we talk about it every day. It's really hard to see a lot of those children in those bunkers, in those subway stations, but they are keeping up to date on social media. If you have any sort of message to any of them, I know that a lot of them are probably your fans, what would you say to them?
It's easy to discuss it and feel bad about it, but they're going through it. So I don't know what I could say that would help, but I would just want to know, like, what we all can really do. You know what I mean? I know there's some foundations like UNICEF who are on the ground really helping. That's why we're donating the money from the NFT on makersplace.com. But, you know, I'd love to, like, go pick them up and bring them home, you know, and help them out for a while. But it's I would just listen, see what they want, or see if they need somebody to talk to, you know.
Amen. You're so humble. We appreciate you, Macy Gray. Thank you so much for joining us here in DBL. To our viewers, go check out Macy's NFT. Vote for her on NBC's American Song Contest, premiering Monday, March 21st. And
Ohio!
Watch for Macy Gray and the California Jet Club's new album in May. Thank you so much, Macy. We'll be right back.
Thanks. See you soon.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Pew Research estimates a sixth of all Americans have either invested, traded, or used cryptocurrency, and the number continues to rise. Some people on Reddit posted about big profits from playing crypto markets, but now they're bracing for a big tax bill. So let's verify. Do you have to pay taxes on cryptocurrency? Our sources are the Internal Revenue Service, H&R Block, TurboTax, and Amy Miller, a certified public accountant who specializes in cryptocurrency at the American Institute of CPAs. Most people know cryptocurrency as a form of virtual currency, but to the IRS, it's considered property, which means it's subject to taxes in different ways. TurboTax says if you receive crypto as payment for services, then it's treated as income using its fair value against the dollar. If you're buying and selling crypto like you would a stock, then H&R Block says it's taxed like a traditional investment, meaning you must pay taxes on any gains. So yes, you do have to pay taxes on cryptocurrency. Tax experts like Miller say they expect the IRS will be closely watching crypto tax filings because the agency says it believes filers are underreporting their earnings. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis. Even though we're nearing spring, flu season is well underway across the nation. And it's not just humans that are getting sick. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says it's seeing an increase in cases of bird flu in backyard fowl, pet chickens, and wild birds. It's called bird flu H5N1, and news of the disease increased searches on Google by people wondering if the illness could infect humans. So let's verify. Can the strain of bird flu currently spreading in the U.S. infect humans? Our sources are the USDA, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and the World Health Organization. H5N1 first circulated worldwide in the 1990s, but hasn't been detected in the U.S. since 2016. The CDC says the disease causes a 90% mortality rate in chickens and can cause death within 48 hours. However, the agency says H5N1 poses little risk to most humans, and there's never been a documented case in the U.S. This is because the virus spreads to humans through contact with an infected animal's saliva, mucus, and feces. The greatest risk is to farmers, poultry workers, and hunters. The WHO says there are less than 1,000 documented H5N1 cases in humans since 2003, and about half resulted in death. It's difficult for an infected human to pass the virus on to someone else. So, it's true, the strain of bird flu currently spreading in the U.S. can infect humans, but it's rare. The USDA also says infected birds do not enter the food supply, and you can't get bird flu from eating properly cooked poultry or eggs. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back to DBL. All right, let's talk dogs. Yay! Which breed tops the list as the most lovable in the U.S.? Well, for the 31st straight year, Labs top the list, followed by French Bulldogs and, of course, the Golden Retrievers. Rounding out the top 5, we got German Shepherds.
Oh, that one's cute.
And we got the Poodles. And, of course, Poodles are somewhat hypoallergenic. So if you're allergic to dogs, it's a great, great get for your family. Thoughts, anyone?
English Bulldog, hello, where is it? Exactly. Like, I like a French Bulldog, and Colin and I are thinking about getting one because it'll be more pint-sized to match our kid. But
to match our kid!
You know, because our dog is pretty big for me. You know, he's like adult size for Colin, so we need a baby one for the baby.
Oh, that's really cute.
But English Bulldog is the best dog.
English Bulldog?
Well-behaved, gets along with kids.
Very good. And they make great sound.
Stop.
What's your favorite?
Spike's a Maltese.
Oh, Maltese
he's a cute dog, although we're in a fight right now.
Why?
Because he's
Oh, no.
he needs to take his liver medication, and I got these. We have these little pocket pouch things.
Pill pockets, sure.
Yeah. And so I put it in there, and he's figured out
he eats
how
around
to
it.
eat around
He
it.
knows.
So I'm walking around and I'm stepping on these pills. Like, it's crazy. Today I had to bribe him with cheese.
Yeah, you got to step it up. You got to do peanut butter.
It's just a lot.
A salami.
It's a lot. I can't believe he's figured it out.
He's
wow.
Smart guy.
He's like, you take these.
Yeah. My favorite breed is a rescue dog. All right, we love sharing your comments. So annoying, I know. Linda says, I am opposed to changing our clocks twice a year. You guys wrote in a lot. Agnes says, it's way too dark in the morning for kids to be waiting for a bus. Air Benez says, Tori, I'm happier when we fall back. And Aaron says, I'm good with doing away with daylight saving time.
I like the fallback too.
Yeah.
That wasn't on the table, I realized. You know, it was the spring forward that we're going to keep, and I'm really upset about that now.
Oh, okay.
I'm fired up.
I appreciate that. Thank you. 5 out of 10 seconds. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. We're so grateful that you decided to join us and that you're with us. Thanks again, and be safe. Bye, guys.